That's why in this video, I'm going to show you everything that you need to know to make sure that you sound like a pro. I'm Sebastian Rusk, and I help people start podcasts. In this video, we're going to talk about exactly what you need to know pertaining to finding the best podcast microphone. Now, there are several options all over the place, and I've used several of them. I want to try and trim back some of that time for you and allow you to go directly to whichever option works the best for you. Now, keep in mind, buying a fancy microphone, not necessary. Let me explain. There are a lot of podcasting microphone options available. I want to show you three that I have personally used and that I recommend. Now, for starters, like I said earlier, you don't need to purchase a fancy podcast microphone, but it always helps to sound as crispy and professional as possible. And investing into what would be a condenser microphone or a podcast microphone allows that to happen. Now, you don't need to do that, and the way around that is to utilize something like headphones that are corded with a microphone. Most iPhones come with a pair. Those work perfect as long as you're in a place with carpet that's quiet. I always like to say if you can record in your closet at home, if you're recording it just by yourself, that's a great option too. And the earphones work great in order to do that. If you're in your car, obviously with the car parked, don't try and record while you're driving. It works well too, very muffled and quiet inside your car, depending on where you're at, as well as your closet. Now, if you're like, no, Sebastian, I want to upgrade my microphone, well, then I would highly recommend using this bad boy right here or a version of it. This is a Blue Snowball. This was my first podcasting microphone upgrade ever. It cost me about $75. It folds up, this thing screws off, and it's multi-directional too. So you can be in a room and people can sit around the microphone and it would pick up. Not as much as if you were, up on the mic and getting the best quality from it, but it's still better than having no microphone at all. This throws in your backpack, your purse, your luggage, it travels well, and it's compact and it's good quality. The best part about it, it's plugged into your computer via USB, which every computer has. So it's literally plug and play, and you're off to the races. For instance, if you pulled up Zoom or Skype, it's going to ask you which microphone you want to use, and it's automatically going to ask you if you want to use the Blue Snowball. You choose that, and you are off to the races. My next recommendation would be this amazing piece of equipment that I utilize for all of my podcasts and all of our clients' podcast shows when they're in the studio here to record. And this is a Rode Pod mic. Now, this is a traditional microphone with an XLR cable, which is a traditional microphone cable. So this has to be plugged into some sort of interface. This is not going to plug directly into your computer. So this is plugged into my Rodecaster, which is my interface, and the interface then goes to my computer. That's a completely different video, but I'm giving you an example that if you do have a receiver of which XLR microphone cords can plug into, you can utilize this mic, you can utilize various other microphones, just about any microphone really, but condenser mics specifically because it gives that good bass and depth of sound, makes you very crispy and clear, and most good condenser mics will have what's called a pop filter. So anytime the mic could potentially pop by utilizing specific words, it's already built in directly to it. This will run you about $99. You can get them anywhere microphones are sold. We do a lot of work with Sweetwater.com. You can find it on Amazon. And then, again, this is a prop microphone, but it's a real microphone. It goes, it's got the microphone plug right there, the XLR, and it can go directly here, and I could utilize that too. Not as good because it's a prop of a condenser mic, but that would work too. If you really wanted to go all out on your microphone and just go like Big Daddy, like awesome podcast microphone, then you'd want to look on the higher categories. Brands like Shure has a phenomenal microphone that Joe Rogan and Gary Vee and everybody else utilizes. A phenomenal podcast microphone. Runs you about $399 per microphone. So if you're just getting started, Blue Snowball. They also make a Blue Yeti. It's about twice as much. Run you about $120 for that USB microphone too. Phenomenal quality. And then, of course, the pod mic here, if you've got some sort of interface it can go into. Now, if you don't want to go all out and buy a Rode Procaster interface, you can use what's called a Focusrite interface. And those run you $100-$150. And it's just a box where a mic can go directly into, and then it plugs into your computer via USB. Again, all these microphones are all fun and they look great and everything. But if you're just getting started with your podcast, the number one priority is to make sure you're actually recording your podcast. Most iPhones, most smartphones have phenomenal microphones. And if you're doing an interview with somebody, you can do it via Zoom. And you can utilize, again, AirPods. I wouldn't recommend the ones without the cord just for wireless reasons. You want to get the best quality possible. Make sure you get the one where you can actually plug it directly into your smartphone. Well, I hope you're leaving this video with at least one or two things that you did not know about podcast microphones before you pressed play. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. This way you'll get nifty updates as new videos become available to help you take your podcasting game to the next level. I'm Sebastian Rusk. We'll talk to you next time.